Once in the beginning of each universe, first light shone into the darkness, first light on a predetermined holographic membrane, given a particular course, and destiny moving through a zero-energy vacuum without friction or exogenous relativistic effects, or in free fall, not subject to extra-universal forces. Each brainy verse required a certain surface tension analog to keep together with orderly coherence. The primordial vacuum state remained so at the pleasure of God, whom one infers was the author of any temporal disequilibrium in regard to an orderly neutral mind field. Each of the 8 universes had contact with the Spirit of God during the eons of their life cycles. Each knew the sight of a sun and of stars across the universe, depths reaching through their own particular settings of universal laws to the planets sustaining their existence. All 8 universes were host to sentient beings programmed from the beginning to be and become, to live and wonder about the nature of creation, to ask questions concerning the nature of existence and of why it exists at all and if it might have meaning. The people of each universe had the opportunity through the Spirit to know God. Some were successful at that, even as so many others had failed. Many of the later were content to study mechanics of matter and energy and postulate the existence of all possible universes from self-generating principles. Natural virtue fields would emanate charged particles that were charged simply by virtue of being the antiparticle of one oppositely charged or spinning with vector motion defined in eigenvalue states. Some were superposition and others not. Particles were parts of a whole. A wave might be made of a multitude of particles. Waves were concatenated groups, behaviors of particles. Charges were directions of motion that, while theoretically reversible, could not do so without 2 times the opposite energy added, and hence not really very reversible. Likewise, did virtual particles arising from a field of absolute nothingness without charge exit nothingness to become actual rather than virtual particles without leaving a negative field charge. Subtracting something from nothingness created an unreal negative state in the vacuum. No matter, the evolutionary theorists were content with the place of their particular positions within the fields of their particular universes that they regarded as having arisen, just through statistical laws of chance. Observations they had made concerning the tendency of disorganized particles to organize without any given volume with a stable state indicated by those without God that their own existence was inevitable and actually necessary, considering the nature of mass and energy, particles, waves, strings, brains, and singularities. Even so, when the time of the age of the universe was fulfilled, after each people had the opportunity to contemplate being and to actualize their particular works, after they had received and accepted or rejected the Word of God and been delivered to the Spirit or to the experience of eternity without the presence of God, when they had been transliterated back from whatever quantum evolution state they had designed for their social and personal being and delivered to await judgment, the universes were concluded and rolled up, coincidentally, at the grand conjunction of forms. At the intersection of the 8 universes, corner edges subducted together under gravity to form a white hole through singularity. The white hole was zero-dimensional form from the start, though it had information kept safe with Shannon's stop-loss of data entropy. The newly emergent universe appeared to have no data in it except for its implicit and minimal yet necessary and deterministic physical structure. The structure was a field with bits of data appearing as zero, then one-dimensional points, lines, and membranes swiftly growing into quarks with a propensity toward fusion. The vast data of 8 universes disappeared with the physical content faster than light or the speed of gravity for an instant before exploding into the new universe, closing the singularity behind with a final soundless nothingness. Though matter and energy from the lost 8 universes was conserved with transference and inflation into the singular new universe, the data was gone, hidden safely away from future residents of Universe 1 in a dark information field that was in, yet not of the universe. The information content of the 8 universes could be infused, however, at the discretion of God regarding right time and place through strings and new quark relationships into the minds of mankind that for some reason, along with space receiving dark energy and volume, served as live agents of change.